Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Insufferable with me, your host, Lindsay. How episode 47. You guys, I'm kind of out of my mind right now. I'm out of my mind. I'm recording late. I have somewhere to be in like 40 minutes, so we're kind of chopping. And whose fault is that? Mine. It reminds me growing up, my dad would always say, that sounds like a personal problem, and I'm not helping with it. So, anyway, welcome back, you guys. Episode 47. I hope everyone is doing well. Um, and what do we have going on right now? Okay, so I'm out of my mind because my friend Morrow asked me to watch the show Tell Me Lies. Um I needed a binge worthy show. I've been wanting to watch a little bit more TV. Sometimes I watch a lot of TV and then I go a long time without having anything to watch, or like not wanting to commit to any one show. So the stars were aligned. I had the time, and so I did watch 3 seasons of a show. It took me like about a week to finish it, a little bit less than a week. And let me tell you guys something. Some of these shows do not need to, like, the writers are simply pulling from experience, it seems. It really seems as though all of these characters are someone that they actually knew, and they're writing a very accurate depiction of a real life person, which I think a lot of times in shows and TV you're like, nobody would ever do this. Please stop. Nobody would ever do A, B, and C or whatever it may be. The things that the characters are doing in this show are absolutely things that people would do. The betraying, the betrayal, the cheating, the secrecy, the deception, it's all very indicative of real life scenarios, which I really like about the show. Here's the thing about the show. There are no likable characters in the show, okay? And Mara warned me about that before I started watching it. He was like, "Yeah, I'm watching the show. Like, there's no likable characters. Like, you don't really like want to root for anyone." And I'm like, "Huh, interesting. I don't know. Well, maybe I won't feel that way, but we'll see." No, he was right. He was right. There are no redeemable characters in this show. Just when you think that they're kind of cool, they do some heinous shit that you're like, "Oh, this person sucks, actually. This character sucks." And the main character is like in a fucking psychosis the whole time because this fuck ass man with a receding hairline is torturing her and her whole life. Um and from the viewer's perspective, like pretty much all of the decisions that she makes are kind of like in good faith. Except for the cheating of it all. But it does get spun around to where she is the bad guy. She cannot win. It doesn't matter what she does, it is going to be bad for her. So, um my one word to describe the series, infuriating. Absolutely infuriating. I don't know how I got through it. I did wanna watch a show with some fucking tea. We haven't had a show with some tea like this since, Ozarks, okay? Ozarks was tea. There was a time in, television history where main characters didn't, just die suddenly, right? Like, anytime a main character will pass away, you kinda see it coming as a viewer. You're like, "Oh, okay, yeah, like, this tea is hot, like, so and so is gonna find out, da, 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 da." You always kinda see it coming. But you know what changed that? Was Game of Thrones, which, spoiler alert, Eddard Stark gets his head chopped off in the, 1st season. I believe that's the 1st season, and he's the most noble character in the show, and he's also a lead. So, you as a viewer, you're like, "Oh, Eddard Stark, he's the lead, and nothing bad's gonna happen to him," and then they cut his head off. They put him on the chopping block, you're like, there's no way, someone's gonna step in, something's gonna happen." Nope, lopped it right off, and that was shocking to an audience, and I know that Game of Thrones was already a book, so y'all probably already knew that was gonna happen. Just know, when you're talking to me about film or television that's adapted from a book, you should know that I have not read the book, girl. You should know that. Don't piss me off, 625. Don't piss me off. I am not a reader. I do not read. Okay? I do not find it fulfilling, honestly. Maybe it's the instant gratification of it all, but yeah, reading is not for me. So if they make a show out into a TV show, or if they make a book into a TV show or a movie, and there's a shocking moment that you already know about, you already knew Eddard Stark got his head chopped off in the first book. Good for you. Not the flex you think it is, but good for you. Some things are nice to experience for the first time. Okay. And I think that that's actually a fun thing to talk about, is things that you would like to experience for the first time again. Okay. This is kind of a bummer topic, because you kind of realize that, like, some of the things that you like really got you going, you already experienced them, and you'll never feel that again. Right. That is the finite nature of the human experience. But if there were a couple things that I could choose to experience again, it would be watching Game of Thrones for the first time. Still not having read the book, girl. I don't care. I don't care about the book. I mean, shout out to the book. Shout out to George RR, or whatever the fuck his name is. Writers are I'm sorry, I am pretty stuffed up for whatever reason, so I will be sniffing this episode. I think I've been pretty good about sniffling, but not today. We're back to square one. Yeah, writers are always got some R in their name. What is up with that? What is up with the, like, if I was like Lindsay R Howe, you know what I mean? My middle name doesn't start with an R, but who knows if all these authors have middle names that start with R? They're just doing it because it's an author thing. I don't know. But George R. Tolkien, I think, is his name. I'm gonna look that up because I don't want to look totally dumb. Game of Thrones book. Oh, it's Martin. Oh, wait, who's Tolkien? George R. Martin. Who's Tolkien? Because I feel like that's an author. J.R.R. Tolkien. Who's that? 2001 book by medievalist and Tolkien scholar Tom Shippey that serves a critical companion to Tolkien's. Who the fuck is J.R.R. Tolkien? This reminds me of a time when I was in middle school, maybe elementary school. And my family and I used to go to Chili's on Fridays, okay? And when me and my mom and my brother and my dad, we would go to Chili's, okay? Shout out Chicken Crispers and the Cajun chicken pasta and the broccoli cheddar soup. You know what I mean? In 2001, it was lit. Now it's the triple dipper and that's kind of lit too. Anyway, we used to go to Chili's, and when we were eating at Chili's, we would play this game called the name game. Okay, that's the name we came up with. It's boring, yes. We used to play the name game. Okay, the name game was you, and this is a universal. We didn't fucking make this up. It's a universal game. You would say, like if you were it was your turn. You would pick a celebrity of any kind in your head and say the initials. And then the other people in the group can ask questions to identify who you're talking about. Okay. So you could say like KR. And then people would ask, is it a male or a female? You'd say it's a male. Is he an actor or a singer? But oh, he's an actor. Okay, has he been in movies or TV? Well, he's mostly movies. You know what I mean? Until someone gets the answer, which in this case would be Keanu Reeves. Okay, and then that person wins that round. Now they go. Now they choose a celebrity, and the celebrity could be in sports, or they could be a newscaster, or they could be a famous dancer or whatever. Like as long as the person's like pretty generally known in pop culture, like you can use them in this game. Okay, so flashback to 2000 or 1998 or whatever. Okay, I'm in elementary school, and we're reading books. Hold on. We're reading books by Shel Silverstein. Okay, you guys are familiar with Shel Silverstein. The Giving Tree, A Light in the Attic, Falling Up. Like these are all kids' books. Okay, and these are the books that we were reading. So when it was my turn for the name game, we're at Chili's eating Cajun chicken pasta. I said SS. And my family was guessing and guessing and guessing, like, not an actor. They finally, like, got on the fact that it was an author, and nobody was guessing. I thought I was eating this up. I was like, "Damn, I'm so good at this game, like, nobody fucking is gonna be able to guess this." I'm kinda throwing a curveball by saying Shel Silverstein. Turns out nobody guessed it. In fact, everybody was mad at me, and I had to actually reveal the answer because no one could guess it. So I revealed the answer, Shel Silverstein, and everybody shamed me for it. They were like, "Who the fuck is that?" I'm like, "He's a famous author, The Giving Tree." And they're like, "Nobody in this family reads books. That's unfair. You can't choose an author." Oh my God, dude. To this day, and we still play the name game, by the way. If there's a situation where we're stuck in traffic, or we are at the Chili's eating chicken crispers with honey mustard, or any situation like that, when we all go to Disneyland together and we have lunch, we play the name game, we have lunch. I mean, it is a tradition in my family. But every time we play it and it's my turn, everyone's like, "Well, don't pick Shel Silverstein. This joke's been going on for 30 years." Okay, it's kind of fucked up. But, you know, a lot of people don't know authors. And you know what? Now I can see why Shel Silverstein was a bad person to choose for the name game, okay? He is not a widely known figure. But well, he actually is, but my family is they don't read. So everybody made me feel stupid because they were too stupid to know who Shel Silverstein was, okay? I thought I was flexing. I thought I was eating it up. I thought I was like, damn, I'm so good at this game. And I am notoriously not good at the game because I don't really know a lot of people's names. You know what I mean? Even when it's my turn, I can't even think of one celebrity. I'm like, who the fuck can I think? You know? And the cool thing about the game is everyone pretty much like wins. I hate a game where there's always one clear winner in every round and it's like this isn't even fun. We're basically just stroking the ego of whoever is going to inevitably win every round of this game. Okay? That's not how the name game is. Okay? Like for instance, we used to have board games at the house, okay, growing up but they were all Star Wars themed. Okay, if you don't know, my parents are huge Star Wars people. Okay. So we got Monopoly, but it's Star Wars. We got Trivial Pursuit, but it's Star Wars. We got Uno, but it's Star Wars. Okay. Trivial Pursuit, we had the DVD one. Okay. Picture this, it's 2004. DVDs are popping. Okay. You get Trivial Pursuit that comes with the DVD companion. You pop the DVD in the TV and you roll the dice and it's like, okay, you got orange or whatever, and you select on the DVD, and the DVD shows you the question. It has the timer, the little countdown or whatever. It's very like immersive type of way to play Trivial Pursuit. Okay, so but we had Trivial Pursuit, it was Star Wars, which means all the questions are Star Wars related. Okay, and they are serious questions about Star Wars. Very niche things about the actors and their previous careers and the stuff that they went on to do after their Star Wars career. And like, what was the number on the trash compactor that so and so gets stuck? Like, is some niche ass shit. Okay. The best way that I was able to play that game successfully was to remember the answers to the questions the last time we played this. So it was basically just a memory game for me. Okay. I didn't really be watching Star Wars like that. I do not know a lot of facts about Star Wars. Okay. But we would play Star Wars Trivial Pursuit, and who would win every round, every time? My father, the one who knows everything there is to know about Star Wars and all the actors and producers and cinematographers and everyone involved in making Star Wars movies in the history of Lucasfilms. Okay? It's actually not fun when one person wins the game every single time. It's not even fun, okay? I barely just found out a couple weeks ago that Luke and Leia are twins. And you can't imagine the shame that was placed upon me by my mom and my dad and my brother that I didn't know that, okay? I'm sorry. I'm trying to distance myself from Star Wars at this point, okay? I don't know a lot about it, and I don't think it's a flex to know everything about it. You know what I mean? Fandom can get pretty crazy. No offense to you fandomers out there. It can get pretty crazy, and the most fandom that I participate in is it's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Okay, if there's a trivia night at a local bar and it's Always Sunny in Philadelphia themed, I'm there. Okay, I think it's fun to know a lot of stuff. There's 20 seasons worth, and I could pretty much answer most niche questions because I have seen every episode like a fucking thousand times, and that is not a joke. Okay. Same thing with The Office. I've seen every episode 1,000 times. I could probably really do a Trivial Pursuit of either of those shows. Okay. But if you are to have a family game where everyone should be able to play and win at some point, just get the regular Trivial Pursuit, okay? Probably wouldn't win that either because those questions are fucking dumb and they are also before my time. You know what I mean? A regular Trivial Pursuit, it's still a bunch of questions from the 60s and the 70s, and here I am, 7 years old, trying to play this game with my family. I don't know shit. You know what I mean? That's really annoying to me. But that's what's cool about the name game, okay? Dad can't always win the name game. He doesn't know who everyone is, okay? And as long as someone in the group knows who it is and guesses it, sorry, bro, you didn't get that one. You don't know everything. So, that is the really fun part about the name game. So I don't know why I started on the name game rant, but um yeah, what else do we I mean, I really don't know why I went on that rant about going to Chili's and playing the name game. I wish I could remember, but I cannot. Anyway, this week, what is going on? Okay, tonight I am going to my first MMA fight, a live fight. going to see a friend of a friend, kick someone's ass, hopefully. Hopefully she is the winner, okay? Shout out Natty Ice. Shout out Nat from, Hybrid House over here. She's an MMA fighter, and she will be fighting tonight. I'm a big, MMA, UFC person. I've been watching it for, 10 plus years. But I've never been to an actual fight, right? Because I don't know if you know, but going to like an actual UFC fight is incredibly expensive. And most of the people in the stands over there at the UFC fight are celebrities. So I've never been to one of those, but I'm excited to go tonight. It's really nerve wracking when you like actually have someone that you know who is fighting. I always kind of thought that watching UFC, like if your man's a UFC fighter and you have to watch him up there, like get his actual ass handed to him, it seems like it's just really scary to me. It's spooky, spooky stuff. Um, but that's what's fun about watching UFC. You kind of fall in love with some of these fighters. Um, and you can't wait for their fight to come around. You tune in, and it's very nerve-wracking because you want them to win. You don't want to see them get hurt, especially as a woman watching. Do you think I want to see Khalil Roundtree get his face smashed in by Alex Pereira? No, I don't, because I am in love with Khalil Roundtree. He is married, but he got straight up mauled by Alex Pereira, even though he did a really good job in the fight. He was good. He really stood his ground in that fight. If you know, you know. But by the end of it, he was unrecognizable, and that's hard to watch. It is hard to watch. So but that's the fun of the sport, you know what I mean? Like anything can happen in a fight, and that's why it's it'd be getting nerve-wracking. So shout out to Nat. I hope that she is the winner tonight. Okay, it is done. She has won. Okay? Thank you, Spirit. We'll follow up on that next week. Also, I'm really sick of my gym right now. Something has shifted in the gym that is just really annoying me, and this is low key a PSA, okay? And I don't want to shame anybody at the gym, but some people unfortunately do need to be shamed. So Sierra and I have been working out at her private gym, so we don't have to go to our like commercial gym that we usually go to. It used to be Gold's, and when it was Gold's, it was sick. It was cool. It's a nice facility. It's pretty large. There's a turf area, pretty like a good amount of space in there. And I go at like 11:30 in the afternoon, so there's not really a whole lot of people there usually, okay? Unfortunately, some's going on with the Gold's brand that they are selling off all of their facilities, especially in California. So in Southern California, like a bunch of the SoCal Gold's gyms were bought out by EOS. Okay. I didn't know anything about EOS before this. People say that EOS is notoriously like lame. It's kind of giving LA Fitness vibes, which whatever. I've never been to an EOS, but now the gym that I go to is EOS. Okay. They just changed all the branding, and suddenly it turned into this insufferable sausage fest of peacocking, weird ass, grunting ass men everywhere. And before, like, the gym, like, kind of thought of it like a boy aquarium. It's nice to go in there and look at the talent, but now it's just a bunch of peacocking weirdos, dude. And it's it's low key rude to be like talking loudly to your boys who are across the turf area about like going to the club and getting bitches and getting your money up. It's like, why are you having this conversation so fucking loud We're all trying to work out in our respective areas. Like, if you guys want to talk, why don't you have a kiki in the fucking corner? Why are you yelling it across the fucking turf like that? Okay. And the grunting is getting out of control. Okay. And I do not want to weight shame anybody, and not like weight as in body weight, as in like if you're lifting something and low key, I don't think it's that heavy, and you are out here fucking screaming for your life. Um, I don't know, dude. It's giving attention seeking. It's giving, oh, it's so annoying, dude. Like, if you have to, like, ugh, a little bit to get the weight up, you know what I mean? I mean, we all are trying to lift heavy. Those last couple of reps should be difficult. It's okay for you to make a little noise. But if you were over there lifting a 10-pound weight, grown ass man, you're like, "Ah! Ah!" What is that? What the fuck is that? This is a public area. I should not be able to hear you from that far away. It is so disrespectful for the people around you. It's like, I used to go to LA Fitness, and there was like this person who used to come with a fucking boombox speaker. Do you fucking understand? Like, this person is so willfully unaware that the etiquette is to wear headphones at the gym. Okay, not everybody wants to hear your music. And if you happen to forget your headphones, or maybe you don't have access to headphones, there is already music playing in the gym speakers. Okay, it's usually bad, it's some corporate playlist, but it's not a silent room. You shouldn't have to worry about not having any music to get you going for your workout, okay? Do you bring a boombox speaker with you and play it in the middle of a public gym? That is asinine, dude. You are out of your fucking mind if you think that's okay. That's so tragic. You have got to be kidding me. So that is kind of what EOS has turned into. The grunting of it all, the peacocking of it all. Everybody's talking about getting your money up, getting bitches, like this and that and this and that. And it's like, and I'm literally just here trying to fucking do the workout that I wrote down before I got here. And I'm like just trying to get in and get out. Usually with my girl, we're trying to have a good time, but casually and minding our own business, right? Like, it is crazy, dude. And there's this one guy, we call him Bubba. Okay. We call him Bubba because that's what he calls himself. How do we know that? Oh, because he says it out loud. That's how we know that. Okay. This guy's doing prison workouts. Okay. I know a prison workout when I see it. Honestly, they're very effective, and go the fuck off. If you're doing a prison workout, you are probably shredded. Okay. So he's got his gallon milk jug filled with like some kind of blue water or something, probably some kind of BCAAs or pre-workout or whatever. Giant fucking water bottle. He's got a bag filled with a bunch of shit. He's using all these gadgets and stuff. I know they didn't have that in prison, but he makes it such a fucking spectacle that I just don't understand, like, why he is the way he is. So anyway, he'll have like a bench, okay? And he'll get on the bench, he'll do like a bunch of overhead press, okay? And he's sweating, and he's got his heart rate up, and it's going crazy. It's going crazy. And he's like, oh my God, that's so fucking annoying. Okay. And then he drops the weights. Okay. They're rolling everywhere, by the way. Then he squats down on the floor next to the bench and starts doing push ups or burpees. And then he gets up and he's like, sticks his tongue out. And he's like, come on, Bubba. Come on, Bubba. You got this, Bubba. You got this, Bubba. Oh my God. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. This is not about you. This is a public gym. And you can't easily remove yourself from the situation, okay? Sometimes you finally get a bench, okay? You've been waiting to get a bench so you can do some dumbbell work over there, okay? It's busy as fuck in there since it switched to EOS, because it used to be gold, and now that they've merged with EOS, all the EOS fucking locations are now hosting like 500 new members, right? Like now that it's EOS, all these EOS people that used to go to the one down the street now are coming to this. You know what I mean? So there's like so many more people who are on the fucking roster there. So you are like, I have to get a bench like when it becomes available. So you finally get a bench, you start to do your workout, and here comes Bubba. A bench opens up next to you, and Bubba's in line. And now you're working out next to Bubba. Okay? And noise canceling headphones do not help the situation either. Okay? When you are yelling in the gym, and you know what Bubba does too, and you know what all these men do? They do not clean up after themselves. They pull hella fucking weights off the rack. They get a mat, they get a barbell, and when they're done working out, they just leave it all there where they were. They don't put it back. What the fuck kind of disrespect is that? And I know this gym is not fancy. It is a commercial public gym. It ain't nothing to write home about. Okay, you can get a fucking membership for like $14 a month. It's not like any kind of nice gym where you think people are going to take care of it. But I don't know. It just seems like common sense to clean up after yourself, especially when you fucking pulled a bunch of shit off the fucking racks. Okay. And now someone's looking for 30-pound dumbbells. There's none on the rack, but there's some laying over here on the floor. But it's like, are somebody using those, or did someone leave those behind and didn't clean up after themselves? Like, there's a whole domino effect that affects all the other members when you don't clean up after yourself. Okay, and it's always a man, by the way. You never seen a woman leaving her shit on the fucking bench or leaving a fucking mess. Okay. And ever since it's been EOS, they're always out of like spray and paper towels. Okay. You're supposed to what you think men are wiping down the machines after they're done with it? No. Women are. Women will, but men, no. They're dripping sweat all over the place and they're leaving fucking ass crack marks on all the fucking machines and they don't give a fuck. And it didn't used to be like that when it was golds. It did not used to be like that when it was golds, dude. It's really tragic. It's super, super tragic. So we've been working out at Sierra's gym. It's kind of nice. I think low key, I'm going to cancel my membership now at the EOS because I'm just tired of that, dude. I am tired of it. And there's too many people. You know, I think if you go in the morning at like 7 a.m., it's going to be packed full of the 9 to 5 workers, right? Like people who work 9 to 5 and they're trying to get the gym in before they go to work. Okay. So it's going to be busy. That checks out. Okay. That makes sense. As per societal standards, that makes sense. Okay. If you go at 5 or 6 p.m., that's when all the 9 to 5ers are getting off work. So if they weren't able to get before, they're going to go after work. So it's going to be busy then too. You know what I mean? Why the fuck is it so busy in the middle of the day, 11:30? It shouldn't be. Okay. This is the unemployed crowd. Okay. And I think that's a recession indicator. Okay. Yes, I am unemployed. It is very unfortunate and I somehow can't get a job, but I will still be going to the gym while I'm in this limbo. Okay. And I'm looking around. I'm like, damn, ain't nobody got a job. Ain't no unemployment's off the roof. You can tell because the gym is packed at 11:30 in the afternoon. That's crazy work. That's crazy work in my professional opinion. So anyway, I think I'm going to cancel my membership and just fucking do prison workouts on the bluff by the beach. You know what I mean? It's like they're effective, but I do need to be lifting weights, keep that muscle mass up. Anyway, guys, I think that's going to do it for me today. This is a shorter episode, but what are you going to do? I do have shit to do today. I need to go to the gym, private gym. I'm not going to see Bubba today, thank God. And I'm going to go to the beach, and then I'm going to go see Nat fight. Nat's going to be the winner, Natty Ice. She's going to be the winner tonight, so thank you, Spirit. Anyway, I love you all, and I hope you have a good week. Stay positive in these trying times. If I can offer you an egg in these trying times, it would be, stay afloat. And, yeah, I will see you next week. Bye.